Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the BAMF video store. Cyber and Zombie here. It's Friday, so that means it's time for another recommendation. And this week, I'm going to recommend a movie that's probably the only movie that's been made about a killer dessert. And that is 1985's The Stuff. This movie is badass. This movie's great. This movie has cheesy 80s effects. This movie has a badass main character named Mo friggin' Rutherford, and this movie was filmed kind of in my backyard, so that's pretty cool. So what's The Stuff about?
So tell me about The Stuff.
Well, The Stuff takes a while to get into. It goes everywhere. It goes all these different places. So this old man is walking down the street, and he just bends over and he finds this stuff bubbling out of the ground, picks it right up, it's on his finger, eats it, gone, done. That's the power that this dessert has over people. It just makes you just bend over and eat shit right off of the ground and not even think twice about it. So it's now being like mass produced. It's everywhere. It's on billboards, it's on magazines, it's in newspapers, it's on television, it's everywhere. Everybody wants the stuff and they're addicted to it and they keep eating it and eating it and eating it, not even knowing what the hell is in it, but they keep eating it and eating it and eating it. So everybody loves this stuff? Well, not everybody loves the stuff. There's a few people in this movie who just don't care for the stuff. And one is this kid who's got a badass name. His name's Jason. And he hates the stuff. He absolutely does not want to eat the stuff ever. He sees what it's doing to his parents. He sees what it's doing to his brother. And he also saw the stuff moving around in his refrigerator late one night. So he hates this stuff. He hates this stuff so much that he goes to a grocery store and he just destroys the ShopRite. He's knocking over displays. He's taking it out of the coolers. He takes it out of a kid's hands and throws it on the ground. He hates the stuff. Another person in this movie who hates the stuff is Chocolate Chip Charlie. Chocolate Chip Charlie is basically Famous Amos from the cookies. And he's been like pushed out of this cookie empire just because of the stuff sales are up so high, and he's been voted off the board, and he wants to know what the hell's going on with this stuff and why is everybody addicted to this shit. And then is like the actual like dessert companies, like the other ice cream companies, stuff like that. They all get together and they're like, we got to figure out what's going on with this stuff. We need to hire somebody who can get in there and infiltrate the place and find out what is this stuff. Who's making this stuff? What is this stuff all about? So they hire a guy named Mo Rutherford. Why do they call him Mo? Well, because when he asks for more money, he always wants Mo. So Mo Rutherford he comes off as this really dim-witted, stupid, unintelligent hayseed.
Well, you know, Mr. Rutherford,
Yes, sir?
I don't think you're quite as dumb as you appear to be.
No one is as dumb as I appear to be.
Really? He is a genius. He's the smartest guy in the room. He's 5 steps ahead of you. And he is so cunning and cool that it just doesn't come off that way, but he is. He is just a badass. He is so cool. Mo Rutherford is my spirit animal, and that's all I gotta say.
Excuse me, sir. I kind of just threw up in your car.
I know.
I'm sorry. I mean,
That's all
I just
right.
ate shaving cream.
Well, everybody has to eat shaving cream once in a while.
He's awesome. So he goes and he finds the girl who did all the marketing for this. And her name's Nicole. And she and Mo work together to try to figure out what the hell is this company doing with this ice cream that everybody's addicted to it. Well, the kid gets away from his parents and Mo and the kid cross paths. And the girl, the kid, and Mo all go down south to figure out what the hell's going on with this company. And they get into the factory and they find out that, this stuff is, just being made and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, they go to this hotel and they stay overnight. And like, there's this really cool scene in the movie where the stuff comes out of a pillow and it attacks Mo. And then like it starts pouring out of the bed. And it's almost kind of like it pours out of the bed, like in Nightmare on Elm Street. And they use the same effect from A Nightmare on Elm Street, or like when Fred Astaire was dancing on the ceiling, where they take the room and they move the room and it's mounted to the camera so that people can walk around the thing. Well, they did that in this, so like it looks like the stuff is like flowing up the wall. This movie is kind of like The Blob and kind of like Street Trash. That's what it says on the back of the box. I think Street Trash is a little more melty, but we'll get to Street Trash later. The thing about the stuff that makes it badass is just the fact of like its social commentary on life that I love. It's that people are like addicted to this stuff and they have no idea what's in it. It's approved by the FDA, so it's got to be good, and it's like it's basically killing everybody. It's eating them from the outside, and all this stuff is coming out of them. And the special effects in this movie are awesome for being a low-budget 80s movie. I mean, there's like this blob stuff coming all over the place. It's like coming out of people's mouths. People are getting like punched in the face and half their face gets knocked off because they're just hollow inside. There's nothing left to them. The stuff is eating them all up. There's nothing there. They're like husks. It's so good. This movie is so badass. You gotta go rent this movie. You gotta go see this movie. Right now, this movie is playing on AMC Plus if you have a subscription. It's also playing for free on Freevee, Pluto, Tubi. It's on one of those like free streaming channels that you can get. It'll just have commercials in it, but it's still, stick with it. This movie is awesome. I probably will say that this movie is like in like my top 10 movies. I watch this movie probably like once a year just because of Mo Rutherford. Michael Moriarty, who plays Mo Rutherford, he is just so good in this movie. It's directed by Larry Cohen, who did Q, The Winged Serpent. He did It's Alive. He did, but like Q, The Winged Serpent, and Michael Moriarty is in that movie too. So like they've worked together, and they worked together in like movies after this too. This movie though is just so good. Also, Paul Sorvino is in this movie, like before pre Goodfellas. Danny Aiello is in this movie, like pre Do the Right Thing. Like this, there's like, and Chocolate Chip Charlie is played by Garrett Morris. So there's so many people in this movie for a low budget movie. You're like, wow, that's Paul Sorvino, and it's pretty cool because like this thing takes place, like I said, right in my backyard. You see like the Hudson River and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool to see like upstate New York represented. So, like I said, go watch this movie, go rent this movie, go whatever you got to do to go see this movie. Come back, let's talk about it. I love to talk to you about this stuff. It's one of my favorite movies. Let's wrap it up. I will talk to you guys again next week. I recommend another movie. Until then, let's rewind and be kind. Thank you.